r/AskReddit men of Reddit, what do you wish was more accepted for men without being labeled a pussy or called gay? Being proficient in cleaning house and clothing. Those are critical skills that even the military has for their recruits. Drill instructors be like, bitch, you better listen before I smash this hot iron into your face. Good times. I love cleaning. Maybe it's just me, but there's something about doing some routine sweeping, mopping, and washing dishes, etc. that just helps calm the mind. Knowing you're cleaning the space you live in and seeing it afterwards really brings a sense of peace. Sometimes when I'm just absolutely pissed, I'll just do dishes with steaming hot water. It's peaceful, man. I still get crap for cleaning better than any of my friends, and I'm just thinking, motherfucker, I can survive absolute hell, and I'm a responsible adult, plus I can fix a ref helicopter. My mother was a seamstress and tailor for a while. She taught me when I was a little kid, so I can freehand stitch like a mofo. My wife refuses to sew, so all the clothing repairs in the house go to me. Saying I love you platonically. Edit. Thanks for the silver. This. I love all my friends. I care about them. I agree. I have a friend who is a freshman and I'm a senior in HS. She introduced herself to me at the start of this school year. She is like the nicest, most caring person who is the closest to me. I fucking love her. Everyone thinks I'm being weird and getting close to a minor while I'm an adult. Some had actually said in front of my face that seniors chase freshman girls cause they can't get any. Fuck man, I just like her as a friend and there is no relationship going on. HARDDD agree. Unironically will tell my friends I love them if they need to hear it or if we are parting ways. I love my friend group for this. All us brothers tell each other we love one another every time we meet up. No shame and no one's ever bothered us for it. In the bedroom, the woman can be more sexually dominant. Personally, I'm not talking about sticking anything in me or sucking on a strap-on, but I like when a lady can be the aggressor sometimes. Sure, every once in a while I can toss you around and be the brute. But sometimes you can use me like a ref *CKSTICK and choke me out too. Domestic abuse against men. Being treated as such. My wife developed postpartum psychosis. She was regularly abusive. She stabbed me twice, tried to burn my face with a hot iron, and more. The lack of support among my friends and coworkers was astounding. The only bright side? I got 100% custody. She did not even show up for the divorce or custody proceeding, and once she was out of jail, she left. We heard from her once at this point. One call, asking for money. Edit. I'd like to add I'm still waiting on 15 years of child support. Would it be different if the mom was waiting instead of the dad? I don't know. No shit. It would be nice. My wife was going crazy on me, hitting me and stuff. She got me mad a few times because she knows if I touch her once and she calls the cops, I'm going to jail. It's pretty ridiculous. I didn't bite. I even told her, you hit me 20 times and I'll be fine. I touch you once, and when you wake up, you'll be calling the cops on me. You go to a hospital and I go to jail. It's really not fair. She actually put marks on herself in case I did call the cops, so she could say I hit her. I knew the cops wouldn't see that I'm not a little guy, and if I did hit her, I'd do serious damage. They'd just take her word for it and slap handcuffs on me pretty much without any sort of investigation. I had a friend who was with an abusive girlfriend. He goes to the gym often, and she was a tiny little person. But she'd hit him in the face with her fists and on his body and arms with 2x4s and shit, and that's not mentioning the emotional abuse. He couldn't defend himself, even though he was capable of it, because he was, rightfully, worried that when the police got there the story would be flipped, and to the tiny woman defending herself from an abuser. And every time he tried to leave, she threatened to throw herself down the stairs, then call the cops and lie to them. It took until one of her friends moved into their extra room and the girlfriend wrongfully thought the friend had already left for work one day. But she was still there, overheard the commotion, told the girlfriend she was crazy, and told my friend that she'd call into work and immediately start helping him pack his things to move into my vacant room. Prior to that, no one had any idea something like that was happening. There's no shortage of women who think they can do violent things to men, even though of course like anyone they find the reverse shocking. I've known 2 women who told me all about how they've been victimized in the past with creeping and inappropriate touching. Meanwhile they're jumping on me and grabbing me, and I'm clearly asking them to stop. I'm thankful not to have been hit, but 2 friends of mine have been hit hard by their GS who don't seem to think they did anything wrong. Of course barely anyone talks about this stuff, and me only anonymously. I might be projecting, but I feel like there's always this retrogressive well you're the man attitude, and I wish more people would be more sensitive to it. It'd be great if movies didn't make fun of it for starters. Jesus. Abuse of all kinds, women, men, children, it all needs to be treated with the utmost seriousness. The Amber Heard effect point. Even if you've done nothing wrong, there's an uphill struggle to be vindicated, and the damage to your life could be permanent regardless of the eventual legal outcome. There's a podcast I used to listen to called School of Movies. The thing that made me stop was when they talked about Johnny Depp in Fantastic Beasts, saying that the whole situation made it less likely for people to believe women. They showed no sympathy for Depp at all, and even seemed angry that he was innocent. Meanwhile, the comedian Titus has talked several times about his abuse by his girlfriend in his act, and I'm glad he did his part to spread the word. Edit, https://yauta.b/fnrumxol8xw. Yeah, a woman in my family raped a young boy in the same family. He never once got any sympathy from law enforcement or strangers. Sorry that this crap happens when women abuse men, man. Ordering fruity drinks at the bar. Hey, they are fucking delicious. Want a pletini please? This cracks me up. I love a good cocktail. I get teased by random guys and occasional girls for ordering. One of my best friends is a very petite blonde who loves craft beer. So I always get crap when she's drinking a big beer and I'm sipping on my cocktail. The best part is I've literally been a pro craft brewer for 15 years and own my own brewery/distillery. I've won medals at all levels of competition for my recipes, though I think medals are a bit meaningless. But I can't sit and enjoy a decent goddamn cocktail in peace. It's hilarious. Who gives a shit? I wouldn't point. A guy once told me that ale, which I had, was brewed by a woman. I laughed with him, and then told him to go F himself. I get mocked for drinking sweet alcohol. Sometimes I want sweet alcohol, and not many will do. Noble rot dessert wines and mead normally. Then again, anything other than lager or some, usually terrible, microbrew stuff, you're not a real man. I've drunk lots of alcohol types, but saw that attitude. Edit. Absolutely silly spelling mistake clearly on display beneath this post. I love Shirley Temples. Being a stay-at-home dad, my girlfriend has actually told me that if she's successful in her career field, which will be a huge source of income, starting at almost 6 figures, then she won't mind letting me be a stay-at-home dad. I'm very grateful for that, and although I prefer to work just to stay working, plus I'm not spending all this money on trade school loans for nothing, I plan to keep it in mind. We get a lot of lashback about the idea from friends and family. As a girl, I really respect stay-at-home dads for breaking the stereotype of women always having dealing with kids. I recently got full custody of my 12-year-old son after separating from his mother, who at the time was unstable, violent, and manipulative. towards me, not our son, after living on my own with him for years, whilst trying to give him a normal life with his mother, seeing her as often as possible, even though our interactions were never pleasant. We even had a routine worked out, as I didn't want them to not have a relationship, but in typical form she reverted back to her old ways. She ended up homeless. I have worked closely with the social services over the years, and when she became homeless the social services told me I had to go down the legal route, and after ref knows how many years I finally have it in writing. She does have a home now, and is trying to get back on her feet, and he sees her more than ever now, which is good. There's a lot more to the situation than I have said, but that's the gist of it. So it is possible to be a stay-at-home dad. I tailored my job around my son. It's all matter of making it work. If you are going through something similar, then there is help out there for you to see your kids, or be a single parent, full stop. Best thing I ever did. Not sure if my story helps at all, but it is possible. Stay safe. A woman is a stay-at-home mom equals hero. Hardest job on the planet. A man is a stay-at-home dad equals loser. That has no meaning in life. Being able to show emotion that isn't a stoic look of anger, be stoic look of mild happiness. Y'all are getting emotions? I just hate people who freak out angrily when something doesn't go their way. Kinda unrelated, but I just hate that shit. Depending on what it is, I don't think anyone normal cares about guys showing emotions for emotional things. For the most part. Ah, yes, the Ron Swanson look. I have to give 30 days notice if I want to have an emotion at home. I must never get mad. That one always gaslights me. Saying no when a girl wants to smash. If my boyfriend doesn't want sex, he'll just say, and I'm completely fine with it. Not everyone wants sex all the time, and if you make fun of someone that says no, you're horrible. Do other guys actually do this? There's a lot of times me and my friends warned each other about girls, and when we sober up we've always been appreciative of it. One of us is a med student and he kind of points out STD symptoms, and he's probably saved us tens of thousands of pesos worth of medical bills. Probably even more in child support when we warn each other about contraceptives. Is this a thing? I'm a 30-year-old man and I've refused sex from women just because they were drunk. I've had one who still wanted to the next morning when she sobered up, and 2 other women apologized to me for being pushy about it. I don't want to have anyone regret sex with me, and I wouldn't want to regret sex with anyone I sleep with as well. Being able to express emotion. Most men are vulnerable exactly once. It's a lesson best learned and internalized as early as possible. Y'all must be losing it. I feel so bad. The emotional trap of being a man is that half of your emotions are unacceptable to men, and the other half are unacceptable to women. Growing up as a somewhat emotional male has left me, now middle-aged, with a chronic blank expression. I don't instinctively know which emotions are okay to show, so I show nothing. Bill Burr has a great bit on this. https://yauta.b/2vjmsx1c. You can express all the emotion you want, as long as it is anger. Don't feel sad, feel angry. Don't feel happy, feel anger. Don't feel jealous, scared, joyful, surprised, relaxed, or hopeful, feel angry. You will be the manliest man that ever led. Now you don't have to feel like an empty shell of a person that can no longer feel anything due to decades of suppression. You can feel angry. Driving like you don't have a death wish. As a woman, I'm way more into guys who drive safely. I don't want to die in the passenger seat of your stupid F car just because you think you're hot shit. Outright reckless driving is a huge deal breaker. Wanting to stay home instead of going out some weekends. Hugs. Sometimes I just want to feel the warm embrace of a friend. Yak now? I ain't gay. I'm a very cuddly person. I love hugs. Both my best friends don't show their love physically. I love watching them squirm a bit when I force a hug on them. You're both twats and I love you. Now accept my cuddle. Kissing the homies goodnight. I'm jealous of the homies. can I be your homie? Watching sappy romantic comedies, I'm not ashamed to admit to watching those movies. Honestly, I like some of them, and I liked watching them with my sister when I was younger. Having no interest in or following any professional sports, I can't watch more than one football game a year. I just have other more entertaining stuff to do. I played for over 5 years in grade school, ain't that enough? Also, having a good sense of style and loving my girlfriend. I have been called gay for both of those things. Gay for loving your girlfriend, make it make sense. Having emotions, talking about it. Never having been in a relationship. Wad up. Like cute things. I mean, in general, like cute things. Little cats and puppies, and then having like a girly child voice when seeing one, like unicorns and other fantasy creatures often associated with female childs. Once my sister made fun because I saw a puppy that was so cute that I cried. Guys who baby talk to cute animals are my jam. Refusing to participate in any competition. There's also simp, but I'm not sure if that's greater or equal to being called gay. Listening to deep music. Can't listen to a sad song without getting weird looks sometimes. Not trying to hook up with every girl you meet at a bar. My friends that I used to go out to bars with always used to give me crap when I wouldn't go along with what they wanted. Crying. Staying away from alcohol and drugs such as weed. I went all of last month with no alcohol, weed, caffeine, shrooms, etc. Point Jesus Christ, was I productive. I never, though I had much of an issue with them, but man did my perception alter a crap ton in just a month. Point I began to notice every single time my brothers would grab